Hello everyone and welcome back to a new episode of the OSCP journey. In today's episode we're gonna solve an easy Linux machine on HackTheBox called 2Million, which is apparently an old machine which was released by HackTheBox 2023. So let's get started. This machine, by the way, represents the achievement when HackTheBox had 2 million users. So I would like to ping the machine first. Okay, then export all IB equals to our IB, and I would like to check port 80 if we had, so we need to add that to etc hosts. So I have add host IB 2Million. Now, since I added that, what can we do as well? Let me check. So I would actually start in Nmap. So we have port 80, port 2022. Port 80, let me use FUF. So it's gonna be 2Million, right? .HackTheBox. And I'm gonna use Raft, which is a combination of Raft directories and Raft files. And let's check. So it stopped right away, which is weird. Maybe fuzz. Okay, now it's working. So I'm gonna filter based on the size 162. And we see. So we have API, that's great. We need to focus on API. Login, that's interesting. Register and invite. So far so good. Let's check the website. Do we have anything? Let me check Nmap. So far we have only 80 and 2022. We have nothing to do with the SSH. And we're doing FUF. Let me do nuclei. I'm gonna say over here 2Million.HackTheBox. I've started recently implementing nuclei to my methodology because sometimes it shows you the attack vector or the intended way or maybe the unintended attack vectors. So I really like this tool, and let's get started the manual enumeration. So since I'm using FUF, probably I'm gonna have issues using the login and using the that's great. Have we finished? Still no. So we see here we have email, password. We can click here to register, to log in. If we don't have a password, click here. But we see over here that we are not directed to a new page. Okay, so I usually use Strikoder and password, but over here they need an email. So that's not gonna work. Let's see, user not found, maybe root with password root. I'm not gonna save. So user not found, maybe root at 2Million.HackTheBox with root, or admin maybe at 2Million.HackTheBox with password, for instance, or with admin. So always we're getting user not found. I believe we had a register, right? Can we see that from the main page, or is it only accessible by directory brute forcing? Let us check actually. So Hall of Fame, Labs, Commercial, Join. Nah, Join is different from register. So frequently asked questions or visits. Okay, so here the invite. That's great. So I want to see which links we can reach manually. And those that we can't, then they are mostly would be more beneficial to us. or more interesting. So we have info@hackthebox.eu. Let's check this email actually, if the user is available. So I'm gonna check this. And okay, so here we have the online form, which is not what we need. So here we see join, and here we see login. So info and ABC, and let's check. Still user not found. Okay. Are we finished with FUF? Are we finished with Nmap? Nmap still going. Nmap is a bit slow, but we can make that fast if we wanted to. Logout invite, nothing interesting yet. So here we see use validate for further examinations. PHP session ID, so it's a PHP website. That's nice to have. Nice to know. Okay, so if you are already a member, click here to log in. Or otherwise, we need an invite code and we can sign up. So where do we get the invitation code from? Let's try any code. Invalid code, please try again. Okay, so I would like always to check the source code over here. Can we see anything interesting? So feel free to hack your way in. So we know this is a hint for us, and we see a JavaScript code. So verify form, submit function. So we are submitting to verify. Since we are playing with the API, I would like to use burp. And let me redirect our traffic to 8080 to our lovely beloved burp suite. Okay. So here always getting user not found, here the invitation code, and here is our burp. I don't really know why my lab is too slow. Okay, nothing weird over there. So tech detected YouTube. Okay. It's my first time seeing something like this. So far so good. Let's start using burp. Intercept on, and let's sign up. So we are using the verify, sending that invitation code is invalid. Okay, so something is validating our code in the back end and sending either an error message or maybe a success message or the invitation code itself. So we had this. Do I have? Yeah, I have few pages opened. So let me close this. So this so this is the verify data, but here where is the login equals error? I'm gonna move that all. That's interesting. So the error is getting printed back to us. So I believe if we had maybe XSS or template injection as STI, so let's try for instance this header, hello there, for instance. So they are printed back to us without any further processing. So that's not our way in. However, I'm interested in this JavaScript code. So success function, if the response code equals 200 and response success equals 1, so we had over here 400 and 0, so they both need to be 201, and the message should be valid. Then get from the database the code and go to the register. So we have a register. Let's check the register tab. I'm gonna move to here and register. So here we have our invite code. Can I type anything? No, I cannot. Why is that? So I'm gonna control U. So the invitation code should be retrieved. And let me check. Okay, so it's read only. Maybe in the debugger I might find some code. So here we see the invitation API. Let me copy that to Vim because I cannot see. Oh my gosh. So the Nmap is still going. I'm gonna pause that. Maybe min, I believe. Let me check help. And what was it called? Minimum rate 10,000. That's gonna be better for the next time. For now, I'm gonna vim code.javascript. So we have this code, but probably it's encoded. Let me check, or let me go to the main browser. JavaScript. Decode. Not by 64, but generally. So you wanna decode JavaScript, maybe Prettify. Nah. Online. Okay. Copy, Control C and Control V to here. And okay, maybe to here. So it's still the same. Okay, that's not what we want. JavaScript maybe formatter. So here we see packed, maybe JavaScript unpacker. Maybe that's our way. So that's better. I'm gonna copy that again to Vim. I don't know why my lab is running slow, but okay. That's the packed code. That's not what I really want. What I really want is this. Oops. So I'm gonna copy this, paste that into here, and so verify invite code. If we have a post with JSON to verify, it's gonna have success API v1 how to generate post JSON as well. So let's try that by our verb. I'm gonna maybe just copy this and make a new tab. Just paste that into here. Port 80. Do not use HTTPS. Send that. And it has the same response. Now I'm gonna paste this. Oops. Go to here. Paste that into here. And let's send that. So we see a gibberish response. Can we make that bigger? Yeah, we can, but I cannot zoom in. I'm sorry, guys, if that's not crystal clear to you. So we have this data, and it's decrypted by root 13. I was almost going to say root as Germans, but okay. So root 13 decoder. You can use CyberChef, but that's okay. In order to generate invite code, make a post request to invite API generate. So without the how to. And this is the code, but it's encoded. Maybe it's root or root. Same thing. Nope, nope, nope. So since we have the equal, I would assume it's base 64. Let's see. Oops. Okay. Yeah, that's mostly the code. Let me go. Yeah, over here. So I'm gonna sign up, and voila. But mostly I would need to intercept right now. So our username should be Strikoder, email strikoder at strsec.com, and the password abc123 hashtag 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 abc123 hashtag hashtag hashtag. And I'm going to register, send that to repeater just in case if we needed that later, and forward that, and we can log in now. V1 ads, we're not interested. So Strikoder at strsec.com, abc123 hashtag hashtag hashtag, and I'm going to keep the remember me. Maybe I would add that to repeater as well, just in case you don't know when you would need them. Maybe I could try to test SQL injection, but I don't think that's the intended way to go through. I'm going to keep the repeater tabs for now, and I'm going to turn off the intercept. So we have HackTheBox interface. Here is our username. So probably that's the old HackTheBox interface. What's the VIB account setting and team management? So over here you can see at the left bottom corner the pages that we can reach by pressing on a button, but not all of them are already developed or programmed like this. So I'm going to test manually. Maybe we can run FUF. So let me check. Can we add header? So -h, and we can add, oops, our header by the sign in, the PHP session. Oops, I missed out an L. So we see the API is now reachable by 200. I'm gonna leave off running for now and check over here. So we see HackTheBox _EU or .eu, which is the old HackTheBox domain. Companies looking for a job, support, changelog, maybe log poisoning. I don't think so. Or it should be, right? Because it's a PHP server. But it's just showing us the page. That's not our way in. Let me go back. We lost the sign in, maybe? This session. So Strikoder. I'm gonna save the credentials for now. So we have invite, register, login for 04, home, API, logout. But why we are not signed in? Is that because of FAF? I don't think so. Okay, now we're back. So changelog, that's not our way in. Okay, that's great. So we have HackTheBox 128. I don't think we can find something interesting by using search exploit. Nah, of course not. Maybe let's check Google. Exploit. So Muhammad Askar, what he has over here. Cacti, nope. Monitors, so probably not our way in. Rules. Dashboard. So we see HackTheBox dashboard 128. The rules has another version, which is weird. Like for the dashboard has its own version. The rules has its own version, and so on. Okay, testimonial, feedback, labs, access. Access has its own page. Connection back. So we have generate as well. Okay, generate and regenerate. Let me catch that into our intruder. Do we really download anything and regenerate? So let me check the generate one. Begin certificate. So probably, yeah, we are downloading. The next one, we are downloading as well. Okay, let me check the FAF results. So we have login. Okay, API. No, over here. So home, login, register, invite. We had all of those, but the API one is some way new to us. So let me make a new one, new tab, and paste that, but only with the API. and send that. Yep. So moved permanently, and we see 404, but over here we had an 200, maybe because it didn't. Okay. So without the forward slash, it gives us the 200. That's so interesting. So version of the API v1, maybe let's try the v1. And we see all the API calls that we have. Here we have user API and admin API. Wait a minute. So here overall, we generated the user VPN, maybe if we had the admin generate VPN, do we have that? Get post and put. So we have a put, and over here the VPN, check if the user is admin. I would like to check every one of them currently. So this, for getting the root, I'm going to move that over here and call that API. Then we need to, how to generate, I don't think that's interesting. Generate, verify code, authentication, that's maybe more interesting. API v1 user authentication. So, oops, user auth method is not allowed, so it's a get, so we don't need that code. And what do we get here? Okay, so I had an issue here, and a message, maybe the timeout because I didn't have a blank line, which was the issue. So here we see logged in true, username Strikoder, and is admin 0. So we need the is admin to be equals to 1. Where is our register? Here is our register. So either we need to put is admin equals 1. I'm going to keep that in my mind. Or I believe I've seen a put method, which probably that's our way in. Otherwise we won't have this put. So let me go to maybe over here to the generate. Yeah, I'm going to edit this and to make that API v1 admin setting update. Admin settings update, and it's put, and what we need to provide, invalid content type. Maybe here, if I deleted this, what content type are out there? So media, text HTML, let's try this. Still invalid content type. maybe text JavaScript. Ooh, now we're gonna spend a good amount of time. Oops, I took a screenshot by mistake. Multipart, that's for downloading, I believe. Application, that was the old one. Maybe JSON. Oops, so I'm going to remove this and send this. Okay, now we have something better. So with JSON, we need to provide the brackets and our stuff. So email and Strikoder strsec.com. Are we finished? Is admin. Okay. Now we can use the... Do we have to put a comma over here? Let me check. Yeah, we do. So is admin equals to 1, I believe, or true. Okay, so it's 1, but as a value. Now our user is admin. Let's check. And over here we should see is admin is true, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe write this. Okay, now our user is admin. Let's see the website if we had anything new to us. Okay, so we were downloading. Let's get back. Do we have anything new? Maybe. But we're still like using the API user generate. Maybe let's try the admin one. What API calls do we have? So let's try using the generate through this API v1 admin VPN generate. Let's try using this. And it's method not allowed. Okay, why? Because it's post. We had that here. Let me move that to here. And get this into post. And what do we have? Invalid content type. So based on our experience, the content type application JSON. What? Let me check. So I had that right. Still no, not correct. Maybe let's use the same content type as the old one, text HTML. Invalid content type. Because I'm editing the except, of course, it's gonna be wrong. So over here, post. And I need to edit the content type. But I don't see that over here. So it's going to be after accepting coding. It usually doesn't matter where you would put that. So application JSON I would put over here. Missing parameter username. Strikoder. And we get a certificate, maybe to download. Okie dokie. But we can't do anything with this. This is only an OpenVPN. This is not an SSH key. What can we do from here? Where can we go? So maybe if I tried... First of all, do I say Strikoder here? So it was mentioned twice. Let's try, for instance, ID. Do I say I see the word ID mentioned over here? Yeah. So we don't have code execution, maybe. Maybe if I had something more specific, like who am I? Let's try to see who am I. Maybe like this, who am I, who am I? Actually, you know what? Let's try to make a reverse shell and check. So netcat, since it's in the HackTheBox, I'm gonna use 4444, otherwise 4443 or 80 for the proving grounds machines, and echo bash-c and so on. And what's my IP? Let me check my IP. I forgot the command. These all are, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So the old commands were all Ligolo's command. 10.10, 14, 154. And I'm going to code that to base 64. Let's see. We have still a plus. Make a space over here. Make 2 spaces over here. And now we are good to go. So over here, bash. -c, or maybe echo the plop base 64-d bash, and I'm going to remove this, to remove this, and start that. Do I get a bash? No, I don't. Maybe if I do this, base 64-d like this. Still don't get any reverse shell. Maybe if I say echo this, still no shell. Maybe Strikoder. Maybe if I had the bash command over here immediately, as if this. maybe we don't have anything over here. Let me try this. So I believe I've messed up somewhere. So if we type bash, we see the certificate is being generated. Maybe if I had like this. So let me check single quote, and double quote for that. Okay, now we are connected. So we needed just to have a variable, then inject our command. Let me try with other than semicolon, maybe this. I don't have my shell ready. Ambiguous redirect. So yeah, it's working, but the maybe with at, yeah, we get the same thing. So yeah, the issue was that just we needed a variable at first to work with the username, then we can inject our command. So now we have a shell. Let me stabilize that. I use stable and I have the commands ready for me over here. Remove this, then stty, Control Z over here, paste those, and now we are ready. I'm going to use sudo -l. I don't have the pass. Then I'm going to pause a little bit and get my notes ready. So here are my notes, and here are the Linux privilege escalation notes. So I usually start by sudo -l, then the capabilities, because I don't memorize that out of my heart. I just need to copy paste the commands and check them. And Python 3 opt and not Nmap ingester. I need the GTFOBin. Yeah, paste that to me. I'm going to copy those, paste that into here, and copy the results into my program. So if you are interested, you can check the GitHub code for the GTFOBin SUID. You paste that, Control D, and it searches online for the binaries. I also like to check the binaries manually. So SSH agent, we see file, maybe that our way in. Let's check GTFOBin file or GTFOBins. Let's see file. The SUID is available. Okay, so file to read. I'm going to say L file equals to root.txt, then file, permission denied. Where is our file? So we have this. And we are root. Okay, that was extremely easy. Let's check cd root. cat root the text. So it's a little bit junky. Let me submit that to here. And cat home. What user do we have? Admin and user dot text, and submit that. So wait, before closing the video, that was the not intentional way I've solved the box before, and actually this method was not mentioned in the, I believe not even in the Infosec video, and not in the walkthroughs that you can find online or the write-ups. So I would like to walk you in the intentional way, using my notes as well. So we find the file, we can keep on path hijacking, not our way in. I'm gonna use cron jobs. Let's see as if we are not root yet. I'm gonna exit root. And now use cron tab again. So we don't have anything. Now let's, oops, I need to move to my stuff. And here are my notes. I'm going to copy those and paste them into here. And we're going to check the output together. So it is as if we are running a mini Limpies actually. I just picked up the stuff that I'm interested in that you might face and get in an OSP exam, instead of running Limpies with dozens and dozens of stuff that with false true, with false positive results. So enumeration complete, and let's start from the beginning. Actually, I'm going to run that again and see from the beginning. So I believe, where is the, actually the beginning? It's here. So system info and history environment. Here is our history. Here is our user. Here is the environment. So we see extern, user. Actually, that's extremely bad. I'm going to use this. Then I'm going to move this into here and copy one by one because it's a little bit junky. Let's paste this, and here is the history and here is the environment. So we have the old work directory, user environment. If we type env, we see those. Okay, now let's check. Let's see password and shadow. They are not writable. Let's see the shell and profiles. Profile files, we don't have anything interesting. Permissions to common stuff. So group profiles, sudo words only read. Var html, we have .env over here. Cat var html.env, and we have username and a DP password, and we have a database over here. So netstat dash tunnel b, and actually we have MySQL. So the intended way, you would take this password and try to switch to admin, and in admin you would see, I believe, in the env mail, and in here there is an overlay fuse CVE. You would run that and get root. That was the intended way. However, we solved that the unintended way using the file, which I haven't done that before, by the way. I was enumerating like for the video and I've discovered that. However, both ways are extremely fine. Usually you would start enumerating, checking the temp folder is empty, opt no programs are installed. In the var over here, in the etc, we check if we have anything besides shadow or ADM or root owned by any user besides them. And in the root directory, like the global root directory, and in the home if we have anything interesting. So in our case, it was the var html. We see the folders that we had access to, and the database.php and the router.php and the .env. Actually, let's check the database.php. So over here we see that it's getting the DB name, path, user, host from the environment, which is a bad practice. So whenever you type env, you would see the stuff over here. So that was it. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to like, share, leave a comment, and subscribe, and see you next time.